Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on playlist called Advanced Topics in Python. We have completed basics of Python, also seen object-oriented programming, and right now we are at a stage where there are some advanced topics that need to be covered so that we can use our machine learning and other applications. So I will be covering all of those things in this playlist, and after that we will start machine learning or maybe some projects in Flask and a lot of things. I'm having a lot of plans, so yeah, till then let's just wait and get started at the moment. So in this video we are going to learn about exceptions are nothing but errors that you encounter with in our day-to-day programming. You must have, if you have ever programmed in any programming language, you must have raised an error. If you haven't raised any error yet, please do let me know in the comments below. And let's just run this cell, and first of all let's just see what is wrong in this program. So we are first defining x is equals to I, and then we are just checking is x equals if x equals to 1, then print where is colon. Well, actually where is colon? There should be a colon. Let's just run this. Where is colon? This is running perfectly fine, but let's just remove this and to put and to have output as an error. You can see that there is an invalid syntax because we are missing a colon there. So this is why we need exceptions, and that is why we need to handle all these exceptions. So before just diving into exceptions, let's just first see logical errors. And logical errors are nothing but something the problem is not giving us the expected output because of our error, because of the human error. It has nothing to do with syntax or any other error. Basically we just didn't were using the appropriate method to write that program, or that program is just doing everything opposite that we just told them to. So we are having a program which is called increment, and it will be incrementing our salary. So it will be incrementing our salary by, we want it to be 15%. So this is how we increment salary by 15%. And then we will be returning salary. And first of all, we are just having salary is equals to increment. And our salary is 18,000 at the moment. And then we are printing salary. So what will happen in this program? Let's just first run this and see the output. All right, what is this? So our salary just reduced to 2,700. What mistake we just did? So what happened is that in this part we made a logical error. We incremented the salary, but we did not add that incremented part in our salary. So this is our error, our mistake, nothing related to programming. So in the next program we have solved that error and added salary plus the incremented part that we are having. So now our salary is 20,700. So you can see that this was a human error, and anything logical that is done, and if it is having error, it is basically because of human. No mistake of compiler, no mistake of interpreter, no mistake of Python, no mistake of ID, just pure human error. But there are other things also. Now we will be discussing exceptions. Exception is a runtime error which can be handled by a programmer, and in Python all the errors or all the exceptions are defined in a class called base exception, not base expression. It is a typo. I will be repressing this. All right. Yeah, now it is much better. So all right, still another error. This was a logical error by human, so that was an human error. So all exceptions are present in base exception, and they form exceptions, and those exceptions are handled by programmer, and this process is called exception handling. What a definition it is. So we are going to handle our first error. But first let's just see what an error is. Alright, let's just take another block, first place it there, and then let's just alright, so the program is running correctly. First let's just run this program line by line to see a little bit more detailed part. All right, so x is equals to 1, y is equals to 0, and we are dividing x divided by c, x divided by y, and the value is being stored in c. So will this return an error? Yes, because in mathematics we have something called not defined, or maybe sometimes we refer to 1 divided by 0 as infinity in some cases. So yep, come on, return us an error. Yes, it just did. And what the error is saying, 0 division error, and we can just it is saying division by 0. Yes, we just divide x by 0. So this is an error in programming because it cannot handle such sort of explicit boundaries. So what we are doing is that in next time we are just making all of this code, or writing all of this code inside a try block. So what try block they do is that whenever it encounters with any exception, it passes that exception to the except function, and then what exception do is that it checks all the conditions that are written in our program. We can write multiple except functions here, so we can have multiple outputs and multiple way of handling different exceptions in the same way of coding, or in the same block of codes. So let's run this program line by line. We are in try block, and then we x is equals to 1, y is equals to 0, and now an error will be raised. So it just passed the error to except class, and see what the error is, 0 division error. We just copied this and then pasted it here, so nothing new in that. And what it is going to print, it is going to print that we might be dividing it by 0. Let's run this program, and that's it. It just exited the whole program. If what we do is that we just change it to 2, and let's just run this program again line by line, try x, y, c, 1 divided by 2, 0.5, and then just see it went to else part saying print is equals to hello. It never went to this part because no exception was raised, and no exception needed to be handled at that point. So yeah, hello. What we are going to do next is that we are going to alright, now I believe that this is the same code that we have just written. Yep. So what we are going to do in this part is that we are going to raise another error. And what is this error going to be? This is going to be a syntax error. X equals to 5. We know that x equals to 5 will give us the correct output. See, alright, I is still not defined, so let's just define I is equals to 5, and let's just run this code. Yep, I is equals to 5, and then it printed hello. But what we want this program to have, we want this program to have a syntax error. And what we are going to do is that let's just run this program line by line. Why is this program not getting run by line? All right, it won't get run line by line because it is having an invalid syntax, and the program won't let us run it if we are having any invalid syntax. So let's just run this program line by line. But what the difference is that we are passing that statement in our eval part. What eval do is that it evaluates whether the syntax is correct or not, because syntax errors are handled in a different way, and in the next video we will see how what that different method is and why we have to use eval. Not try doesn't works that way in in other programming languages like C or C++ or even Java. What we do, we write try and then we just pass catch, and it just works perfectly fine. No exception, no separate classes also needs to be there. But Python handles all of these things a little bit differently, so that is why we are passing eval here, and in the next line we are having eval is equals to I is equals to 1, and this is an error. We know that. So what it will do, it will raise an exception and check that yes, we are having a situation of syntax error. So print, you cannot do that. Print it, you cannot do that, you have to print it like x is equals to 5. This eval part is something that we will be discussing later as well, so keep this thing in mind. And now we are having the same part and running this so that no error is raised. I is equals to 5, evaluation that I equals to 5. Yes, the code is correct, and if I equals to 5, then print I is 5, else we have a syntax error, and no syntax error, so we will get I is equals to 5, and then else it will print hello. Alright, I need to just stop it, no issues in that. What else we are having? We are having a block called finally. So we just saw that we were using else part everywhere, but we are also having a part that is called finally. So what finally will do is that we are having I is equals to 5, eval I is equals to 5, and what it will do now, it will just check if I equals to 5, it's true, then print I is equals to 5. But see what happened when the condition was true, this else part actually never ran. We never got hello got printed in that statement. But what we want is that there should be a condition that should be beyond our try and catch, and finally it should always run, even the condition is true, even if the condition is false. So let's just run this code, and we just got I is equals to 5, and now we are in the finally block. So it will give us will this block of code run? Yes, it just ran. Let's just have an error. So we are gonna pass this. Now an error is raised, so it will go to syntax error. You cannot do that, but see, this time again it is going to print that will this block of code run? Yes, it will run. So yeah, that's it about this all part of exception, and we will be watching different type of exceptions in the next video. So hope you guys like this video and found this info useful. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, keep coding. See you in the next video.